TradeGATEHub.com, and we are powered. Our life source is TradeView Markets, and you want to check them out because they have very competitive spreads and many platforms that you could trade everything on. So, kind of a one-stop shop if you're not in the U.S. Mike, I always look forward to talking to you on Tuesday. And, I'm not sure if he's on your curated list, Hedgehog Trader.
No, he's not.
Him? Okay, no. Well, I've noticed he's pretty good, and I've exchanged a few, DMs and shares, and he really doesn't like to be interviewed. But he sent this to me yesterday, and, as you can see how really the Russell was outperforming for a full year before we entered this bear market.
I'm going to follow him. I like the chart. I like him.
Yeah, and what he's implying from this is the Russell's the spec part of the market, right, bro?
Absolutely, no, absolutely.
Okay. So then, if we are going to have new highs and a huge rally, and I'll get to the S&Ps in a minute, it should be a speculative type blow off that a lot of people are talking about, where the Fed pauses and we just blow off, and you would think spec stocks will outperform. And this little breakout here is saying Russell's going to outperform the SPYs.
Wow, so yeah, conversely, Coach, what you look for is the opposite. Is when the market is making that big move. Usually, the high speculative stocks, low floaters, if you will, are the last ones to go up. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, well, it's been it's really been a bull market since 1982, and there's been very few time periods where Russell has outperformed. It's been a mega cap bull market. They weren't because they weren't mega caps at the beginning of it, right? But this is saying that there'll be different leadership. And that's really the big edge, being able to go to you and pick your brain and get your ideas, because, you're all over not just sectors, but stock specific. So anyway, that's a theme to follow. And then if you just go to today's action, the Russell is, again, outperforming with a real strong market. It's up almost 3%. It's up 2.87. today compared to the NASDAQ, up 2%.
Not only that, Coach, it blew through yesterday's reversal. We had it.
Yeah.
We blew. I'll show. Yeah.
All right. Well, this is what I want to talk about. The title of our talk today is on an S&P breakout. Which sectors do you think are they're going to rotate in? Or is this going to be kind of a tide that lifts all boats? And I turn it over to you now, bro. And you could start sharing your screen about your ideas. I know one of the first things out of the hole, and this is something else. Let's just remind our viewers that we were talking about a low around the beginning of summer, which was June 21st. It actually happened on the 17th, but we had a holiday, and there's June 20th. So very close to solstice. So my thesis is it's going to have a good summer season until the fall, and how much headway it can make until late September.
What is but why say late September? Is that a seasonality?
That's when we move from summer to fall.
Oh, okay. And fall is normally what?
It's into the fall equinox, September 20th, 21st, usually.
And that's usually a pullback or bullish or bearish?
Well, I'm just saying that usually it's just, the seasonal, based upon having a good summer rally that may terminate in the fall. And we all know the legendary things that can happen in September and October.
No, I understand that, but I just think that so many people are just so underfunded, and
bearish.
Yeah, no, well, you know what?
And they still are, right?
Well, from all these indicators that we do, and they're not proprietary by any means. They're all from, Walter Bloomberg, Helene Meisler, we use all the time. Kramer, even, we put some things there. So, these aren't any proprietary models that we're trying to split the atom with. And we'll go to TradeGATEHub in a second. Some information we pay a lot of money for privately. Some are public on my Twitter feed. I always say I follow 51, 52 people on its quality over quantity. So, and to get back to your point, yeah, I think everybody's very bearish, and we'll go to Goldman positioning. We'll go to hedge fund positioning. And you know what? I think as I talked about yesterday's video, with what I see now, peak inflation behind us and peak oil behind us,
Temporarily.
excuse me?
Temporarily.
Well, what's that predicated upon?
Because if you go back to the 70s, there were several false starts of inflation abating and then reemerging.
Oh, okay.
So it's usually not one and done in a big cycle like this. We're getting a reprieve, commodities under pressure, but it doesn't mean it's the end of the commodity bull market. Nothing goes straight up. Everything corrects. And I think that's what's happening in the commodity markets right now. But they could all go up together. That's what I'm saying, is there's a possibility the Fed may pause, or at least stop raising 75 or 100 next week. That's a big obstacle. But if I forget about the Fed and I forget about everything, and I even cover up the title of this chart, Mike, if we start closing up here above this 50-day at 39.20, just a measured move is going to take it to 4,100, 42, and 42 will be the battle line where the bears will have to defend their position if they still think it's a bear market.
No, I can appreciate that. But from that night, from a move from this 39.06, which by the way, is everybody's looking at the 50, they might chart's the same. If you don't think it's going to be a V-shaped recovery, and by the way, I don't either, but yet we're going to come into trepidatious times in the fall. How soon would that move be? It is basically the end of July. It's going to be in a month and a half.
Yeah.
Would you consider that V-shaped?
Yeah. I mean, all I have to do is, draw some type of line here. And this was really the shakeout day for the bulls,
right,
when they took out these lows. And look how quickly we got here this time. Look how long it took to get here. Look how long it took to get here. And now we're on the verge of a fairly significant breakout. And then I would think that the 200-day moving average might be the next place we try. And, that's all the way up here, buddy. So, yeah, I think we could be there by September.
So that to me basically looks V-shaped.
Yeah.
In a month and a half. No, I agree. Yeah. I completely agree.
Why not? Because so many people are, like you're saying, Mike, your fundamental argument about people not being long. Last week, you brought up record shorts. You've been trading this thing like a champ from the late June low. You've been taking profits. You've been buying dips. The way you blend swing trading and position trading is not easy.
No,
I tip my hat to you.
Look, I appreciate that, Coach. And it takes, first of all, it takes one to know one. And the highest compliment you could get is like a doctor to another doctor asking what's wrong with them. So from a person at a higher level than myself, it's not a contest. I appreciate that. All right. So you know what?
Go ahead, grab the charts and, let's get sector specific and stock specific. And, one of your great calls in the last 30 days has been the biotechs.
It is. And you know what? As I buy some EW scripts live here, hold on. Let me go to and I know the person. I know we have one of my colleagues here is on. Colleagues, you call him a colleague at the futures. Let me share screen first. He's in here, and he's one person that I speak to every single day. He's probably going to stay anonymous. I get it. He's that modest, but he's in here today, and more of his people are going to be in here. So Flag, welcome. Okay, let's go into TradeGATEHub. I sign in just the same as everybody else. The last thing, this room is hypocritical, so we all want to get there the same way. And what's going on here with Mike Fee? IBM. IBM is you know what? Look at this IBM. We used to call IBM back when hold on. It was going to be a little longer than usual. This type might be a tutorial. Lewis, did you like the scoop of you with the here? Let me hold on right here. Let me go through something else. Let me go to short-term trading. I go from too many chances.
Well, what's going on with IBM? What did you used to call it?
I've been mugged. It used to be such a hard stock. Here's IBM now. Let me go to the share screen again. It was such a hard, stock to trade back in the 90s. It almost and you knew you would always lose money in it. It'd almost be like begging as you were, as an adolescent trying to drink whiskey, even though you'd throw it right up, but you still did it. IBMs are kind of the same way, you know what I mean? But once you got to trade IBM and got to know it, that was like your rite of passage. But IBM right now is a little, you know, is the
Look at that gap down.
it is.
Bad earnings.
It's the. I'm going to tell you what, we're going to go to live trading, and I wanted to buy. I bought IBM last night at this gap here, at this gap. You see where we go right here.
Yeah.
To one. So I bought it at 133. All right, what 300, 400 shares, whatever it was, to keep my eye on it. Now it's turning into a mosquito bite. You know what I mean? Because I'm more focused on the loser. But then it went to this. Well, and then it broke the 132, and I didn't even want to say, even though it's a small position, get out. I still didn't add to a little of it, but right now it's bothering me. My average price is what? I'm 132.27. I'm not going to add to it, so I might have been early. Whatever. I might have gotten ahead of myself. All the old timers like me got a little giddy. So I've been mugged is what I'm keeping my eye on. Don't get me wrong. If this would happen to turn around, this would be a little bit more of a victory than it would be. If it goes up $1 or $2, I'll take a loss. I'm out of it, but that's when I'm watching for IBM. So let me go back to TradeGATEHub. Okay. So where do we sit? And going back to sentiment more than ever, let's go back to what I did this morning. I'm getting this work done tomorrow, by the way, so I won't be on here for tomorrow's 11 a.m. video.
Okay.
Okay, good morning. That's my sign on. Now the room has gotten through some tough times for all the Fed speak. Now we deal with earnings. So I think, and I said that this morning, and I would love, Coach, by the way, let me digress. I believe on your S&P target too. And the way, and basically by the way it goes there, mainly because I just think there's a little bit of a beach ball positioning. And you go into the, you know, the dog days of summer and everybody's on, it catches you by surprise. And also to this time, they never even go, I'll go back to charts.
And no one's going to buy before the Fed next week, Mike, so they could squeeze them all the way up to the Fed.
Well, you know what? I think they're going to squeeze earnings because look, who do we have tonight? We have Netflix. We have a lot of big people tonight. So
yeah,
they're going to take advantage. And my boy Flag gave a good point of view this morning that they only are taking down certain stocks. But right now that we were talking about what? Roblox in the morning. Let me go to this. If I'm not on the right things, I'm just getting excited. I'm not going to lie. I've been up since 4 and I don't take drugs. Roblox bounced up from 38 to 39.5. So that bounced. Square's positive. Are you Unity Software, which the low is 33.75. I gave everybody in the room it, and I'm going to pat myself on the back. Because let me go to a trade here. And then I'm going to go to the routine and regroup because you know what? Nobody ever makes money being excited. I'm going to regroup. But let me just say this here. Because what's his name? Saw it. G Money saw it. Bidding you 33.70s. Bidding you 33.70s. Now you had a big day yesterday. And I expected a pullback from it because I think it was up. What is it? Is that the U daily? Oh, geez, I got to blow this up or else I'm going to embarrass myself. So the bottom line is today we brought you 33.70s. The low is 33.66. We're in it right now.
Clean it up, man.
What's that?
Clean it up.
Sell it?
No. You missed the low by 4 cents.
Oh, no. Nobody ever catches the bottom.
I'm kidding. I'm being facetious.
I know you are. Run reversed. It was down $1. XBI approaching yesterday's reason. If XBI goes above yesterday's high at that sell-off, which we sold off 8 handles and eight SPY handles. So AMD, all right, Nevada, a lot of these stocks are coming to their 50-day, and that's going to hold, you know, Citibank above it now.
Just like the S&P right there.
It does.
So they're on pace. They're kind of like trading with the averages if they're at their 50-day.
EMPH, the best of breed. Look at CRISPR. They tried to shake it out of CRISPR.
All right, we're not seeing your charts.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's okay.
They tried to take us out of CRISPR. They didn't.
There it is.
NVAX, Mara, SI I had overnight. I punted. There's the best of breed crypto. Coin followed. And Mara right now is going parabolic. Mara almost doubled out of nowhere. The crypto. And it's still going. And it broke through the 50-day. I'll give it the ultimate compliment. Maybe a close buying UV. Lewis, you're on probation if you brought up UVXY. You were doing so good until you brought up the VIX. Forget about the VIX. All right, I'm going off on a tangent.
I did notice between Bitcoin and Ethereum over the last 72 hours, way outperforming relative strength-wise is Ethereum.
It always
over Bitcoin.
It always has been, Coach, for some time.
And it underperformed on the way down. So I learned something. Ethereum's your leader. Both directions.
Exclamation point, and that's to put the end of it. That's all you have to say, and that's it. That's all you need. So let's go here and finish up the fundamentals, or else I'll be really hypocritical. All right, so here's the macro picture on the S&P. Go over it at your own time. I'm not going to be, sound that way. First consecutive green days for the transports. So look at the transports.
That's important.
It is important. So let's go to our charts. And why did Helene bring it up? LUV. Where all these LUV sweepers bombs away? We're going off in the low 30. Everybody remember that? In the 35s.
We brought up airlines a couple of weeks ago.
Here's our UAL here above the 50-day. Now it needs a little bit of rest. The ultimate compliment, I wouldn't short it. And that's for a guy that's got a thick skin. Etsy, nothing yet. Let's look at WIN, LVS now. LVS, a little bit of news, goes right to the 200-day to 38.40.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. What else do we have?
How about home builders?
Home builders had a little bit of a pullback.
Okay, because the bonds.
They're consolidating the flag. Here's home builders right here, Coach. All you need is another catalyst with this beach ball theory that I'm talking about. And Lennar goes to 85, 83.
It looks like you could pull back to 70 for a right shoulder there.
Lennar?
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
See that on the left side of the low? Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
But you know what? It's not overbought yet.
Doesn't have to.
I don't like the volume.
I'd be a buyer there.
Yeah. What else do we have here? AMD.
That looks great.
Yes, it does.
They tried to turn it back, and they're going to squeeze everyone that shorted it yesterday or got out and thought it was over. There is a nice looking short.
That's it. GFS.
So semis.
I put that in the hole. You know, it's an even better one. It went from zero to hero. And that was the best of breed for a while, Coach. ON Semiconductor. That's a semi.
Yeah.
And that went from best to worst.
Yeah.
And then you know what? I didn't write. I had it on the low as flaggle test.
Almost like an island bottom. It left that gap up. Never looked back from the low.
You go to the weekly. I mean, that needs a little bit of rest, but that went. I'm glad because
that looks like new highs on that weekly, Mike. That's like a big consolidation on the 100%. Weekly, and looks like it would have a shot to blow to new highs. That's a daily. I think he had the weekly up there. It was more compressed, but
and this is, you know what, now as I said, the peak inflation and peak earnings, and I'm adding to Newmont Mining, pick the low, buying more Newmont. You know what was the first? Okay, this is how maybe peak inflation may have abated a little bit, and how I think our theory of going up. It just says in the price action, and then I'll tell you as earnings season started. All right, let's go to the chart on the SPYs. I know I might be off charts. Yeah, there we are. Those are the technical higher lows.
There's your 42.
Okay,
at 420.
Now, MU led, I believe, led off earnings. Oh, actually, Taiwan Semi led off earnings season. That bounced and then held on the good news, if you will. Maybe the news was out, the baby with the bathwater, if you will. The Taiwan Semi, MU, they did the same thing. That was the next one to report. Then you saw Bank of America report, which was down $1 in it.
Wow, look at that divergence at a low. That was my
Here's another divergence. We were buried. I hate to use that term, but I'm a trader. Citicorp pulled an ON Semiconductor. I was in trouble with this thing from 43. Now it's 52. I took some money off. Yeah, it's going to rest a little bit. But my bottom line is that even stocks like Plug Power and stocks like Run, they're acting positively more with bad news to show. And by the way, it's going to be evident more so, or the final stamp will be on as we approach the big daddies, which is Netflix or we'll go over on earning list in a second. But I mean, if these stocks like Netflix start acting this way, it's yet to be determined if there's a short squeeze of the fundamentals have actually held. But, you know, Netflix, let's see if it blows.
It could gap up and leave like a 3-month island from that earnings report.
Coach, it's the one fundamental thing that I work on myself more than ever. It's still taking me 20 years to get out of a little bit of a day trading mentality. So I am trying to stretch my parameters. I'm trying to think of where the stocks are going and not where they've been, and just having a little bit more of a time frame. And by the way, if you see my screen here, I really minimized this a great deal. And it's been working, less has been better. What am I down in? IBM is wrong because that one I bought overnight. IoT, my favorite one here. Let me go here. Hold on. That's stalling for me, but I just think that's a matter of time before it goes. Nerve, everybody knows I own that. IBM, my average price, as I said, is what? 132. I have 800 shares, so I'm down 2,000. Nerve, that's another one. That's for the trading account. What else? I sold a lot. What did I sell? I'll show you what I did. I don't even get it. Settings, miscellaneous, trades. Let's get coach's face out of there. How do you take this off? Okay, this is what I did for the day. So my daily P&L, made some MP I had. Now, why did I trade MP? Let's show one of the stocks I had. MP was this. Was material stocks.
Yeah.
It made a nice low on lower volume, on high volume. It had a day of rest. It was a
Yeah.
flyer, MP. What else did I have? U. I had some U overnight. That stock
Okay.
opened up nicely, 36. Then it went from, here's U, went from 36 to 33 and a half, a 3-point move. It's a 10% move on a thick stock.
How have
So
the
the-
oils acted on this bounce in crude from $94 to 102?
Acting very poorly. And let's give a
Yeah.
perfect example of this.
They're no good.
Halliburton. That was their
Okay.
chance for the line in the sand after earnings.
Yeah,
3-day
still
up,
ugly.
4-day up. That looks
Yeah.
bad. Let's look at the every day Warren's buying more Oxy. So here's Oxy right here. Actually, that doesn't do much. Let's look at Conoco.
Looks like a head and shoulders.
Look at and by the way, crude has a lot of things going for it. It has equity basic momentum. It had the fact that crude bounced.
Yeah.
And it has the fact that it's still it's all these under-owned stocks that they just
These are still over-owned.
I don't know. I would probably have to suck it up and have your 3-month time horizon, if you will.
Yeah, I would wait. They're not ready yet. See those two drives you have here on UCO? The two recent lows? Yeah, there and there, and then next to it, one more coming.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that, coach, but not a new low.
No, just under that recent one. So you'll have just draw a little line from off those two lows, like a little trend line. Just off those two lows, you just put a little line there, and that'll give you an approximation of where it could go to from the low of the day, the first one, and then the second one. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
No, the green bar.
Oh,
No, to the left. Oh God. No, you were in the right area. Those two lows right next to each. Now go back to the previous low. Okay. There, and then draw it off the low that we just had. The new
like
low.
here?
Yeah, and like a return line, and that's
Oh, that's like 29. It's some new
Yeah.
lows.
Well, it's not new lows. It's just
Oh, new.
it's just a formation that could be repeated, and that's all I'm saying for it to be a 3. Just watch it, see what happens.
Oh, absolutely. All right. So what do we do right now? So now we are now the SPYs. Let's go to real time trading. So here we let's go to 2 days. So we broke yesterday's high on the SPYs.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it'd be nice to hold 289. I mean, we did come from. I mean, let's go even like let's go to a 12-minute chart. So you want to be able to hold 387. I mean, you want to hold right here 3 minutes. You want to hold 387 and 385. Now, it's positive that we went through yesterday's high. If we're talking about everything going to the 50-day, then the SPY should go to at least 395, right, Coach?
Right.
PayPal
And above that 420. That seems like the higher probability. I think the pain trade is higher because there are still a lot of shorts and a lot of people, like you said, Goldman, etc., not long, that will chase. That's a pain trade. A lot of people, if we just break to new lows, will just go, I told you, it's bear market. Sell every rally. Well, you still need timing in a bear market too.
No, I understand, but I'm just playing, I don't know. I mean, some things are short-term extended, but I'm not going to be GFS. Yeah, listen, where's the VIX? Yesterday, the VIX was up 3% yesterday morning, and that tipped its hand, and the VIX right now is
it's on a verge of a breakdown under 24.
It is.
I looked at it today.
Hey, well,
Starts closing under 24. That's plug. Okay. Sideways could pop with the good market. Maybe it pops. I don't like the formation for a bottom. It looks more like sideways consolidation.
All right,
You've
let's
shown
leave.
better charts, but it could do it. That's Either or, could do either or.
Do you know I'm not even finished working on these charts yet.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Let me go see what the wise guys are doing because they know better than anybody. Part we'll leave it with that. This was kind of a little over the place in this one. Goldman Sachs of 14. Okay, here's a chart of Goldman from yesterday. If I go on a tangent again, here's the big daddy with volume.
Wow.
Follow through, a double bot. You know what I mean? Now the
That
trend
looks
line
great.
is broken to the upside. Goes to the 200-day. You don't want to bother with that one. I mean, you got to now. You got to watch it. Google. How about the post split? Google right now is on the precipice of breaking. It could have gone. Look at the volume. It could have gone completely the other way for Google. The post they split, and now they're trying. Now they reversed it, which is good. Look at FCX.
That looks good, buddy.
I know. I posted it this morning.
Yeah, and that was, that was a 3 drive. That was a diversion call on copper and FCX. So that looks okay.
Here was the chart this morning.
Wouldn't look for
FCX.
more than 32.5 though, because
I put add FCX. I don't know why I'm not in anymore. I had some new money. I should buy more of that. Okay.
I don't think we're there yet in the golds.
I don't think so either. I'm trying to trade.
Yeah.
I agree though.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a hero.
I'm holding them, mainly the silver shares. I have some gold shares,
FCX
but I know I'm
bullish.
going to be adding to them probably next month. Not here.
CCL, UAL bullish, VIX bullish. That's Lewis. SPY 6-minute shell delta today. A lot of selling and apps bearish. As long as they keep squeezing, we'll see call activity, but they're not squeezing because of the call buying. They're just lopsided in shorts hedging positions. So people are taking advantage of the short-term, the short-term weak beach ball effect, if you will. There's a little bit of call buying, so nobody's really stepping out and say, I'm willing to take a position, walk away, for 4 months and do it. They're just taking advantage of short-term situations. That's what I'm saying. No, coach?
Yes, and the market hasn't resolved itself. We still need, you could trade at a breakout and not close at a breakout. So, depending upon your time frame on your candles, wait for the close. It's not worth trying to get the edge and guess how a candle will close. I know because I've done it many times. Just wait for the close.
But you know what? Apple takes out. Yes, if Apple finishes above it, there's Apple.
Yeah, looks all right.
Meta, look at Meta trying to find some brand. Amazon at the 50-day now.
Yeah. Anyway, this market is still set up for the shorts to be squeezed, Mike, in my extremely accurate and humble opinion.
We're going to do everything we can to help it. Believe me.
It's great hanging with you, Mike.
You too, coach. All right. So listen, Riven, I'm going to add to Riven. I'm not going to lose Riven. Let me break it down. We're adding to Riven momentarily. The automaker. ON, plug, shrugging off everything. Not really. Mara, NVAX, Crisp. There you go. Crisp above 685 is 100. I'm not giving these egregious targets either. So I'll leave it at that. Everybody okay in the room?
You're watching a trader trade live who really has some skills. And I think everyone in the room is doing fine. And invite people. You're welcome to come here, hang out with us, share your ideas, get better. Iron sharpens iron. I know I've gotten better hanging out with Mike. So don't just count your money, count your blessings. And I'll see you tomorrow, regular time. Our guest this week is Nick Santiago. Nick's a very good trader, technical guy. He's with In the Money Stocks, and we just have a great week planned for our community, buddy.
No, yeah. Listen, the theme here is you're not going to be short of ideas. It's up to you, and I'll even go back. I'll leave it here, and maybe it's a redundant statement. It's this, and I posted it this morning, and it's worth it. It's your style. It has to do with the style. I'm no coach. TradeGate Live. All right, somebody already posted it. Bottom line is this: it's up to you to mold your own style. You're not going to be short of ideas here. Our forte is stock selection. You know what I mean? If you're entering the sports facility, you want to be play basketball. It's up to you. You want to play football. It's up to you. But this is our facility. And over time, if you've been, especially gotten over these times, I mean, there's a lot of positivity, goodness, ahead of TradeGate Hub.
Get into the zone at TradeGATEHub.com, powered by TradeView Markets.
All right, everybody, cheers. Have a good day. I'll be on after lunch.
See you, buddy.
All right.